Hi, it's Charlie, and this is the third installment of my What Remains of Edith Finch spoilers and secrets. So let me start right off. If you haven't played the game, don't watch the video. The best playthrough of this game is the first time you play it. But I do love it because I find details I've missed until I've played it a bunch of times. So here we are in Molly's room. This is the point in the game where most people go, what the hell's going on? After they play through Molly's. So here's some visual cue, visual cues for Molly's sequence. A octopus or a sea serpent, perhaps? Because sea serpents might have killed Daddy? And it looks like it's Molly. It says Molly right there. She's in a little castle, kind of like this little castle, which is this little castle. I swear it says something written on there, but don't know what. I mean, there's some other visual cues, like the owl that Molly's about to become, and the cat, and I guess I don't know, a duck, a shark. I don't know. I'm hearing creaking noises. I don't know why. I like this little farm, a little barn. I don't know what this is. Owl, maybe? And then, of course, you've got this stuff, which still not sure what that is, but we see it a couple of times. Christopher's bowl is long, dry. And, of course, the candles. We find on that last night, Edie always had a lot of candles. So they're Edie's little remnants.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Yeah, we'll eat a little gerbil crap.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Or not. No Halloween candy?
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Yep. What if I go eat downstairs?
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Nice. No dinner, locked in a room. What's a girl to do? Let's eat the fish. Nah.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Now, when we make it to the pet cemetery, that's where Christopher ended up. All right. Eat some toothpaste.
I kept eating and eating.
Everybody theorizes that because, oh, I heard the bird, because Molly ate holly berries or mistletoe berries, but it's holly. That somehow they're hallucinogenic, which I'm sure if they were, people be eating them all over the place.
I heard chirping outside my window.
But I didn't eat the berries. And yet the bird showed up.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I
Let's
reached out for her.
join him. Her.
And suddenly, I was a cat.
Okay.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
So here's what a Norwegian Christmas must look like. Yeah, birdie. That was a close one. I do like the frisbee in the gutter.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Well, the hell with them. It's my pitcher again. I should do a lot of purring. And the garage isn't even here, but it looks great. Yeah, I played it several times. That's why I
All gone.
saw the eggs.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired.
How did I not catch her there? So there it is again, whatever that thing is. And that's some kind of version of the frog we see in Gregory's sequence, I think. Not quite. Why is this lit? It makes no sense to be lit. And some spaceships for Calvin.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore.
I need the bird.
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First,
Now we go through the owl fantasy.
Then I heard little teeth nibbling.
What's really neat is you can't go up or down. You can only go left and right. Unless you want to dive and commit for an owl. Let's commit to the... Whoa! Well, that was different. And I missed. Now, if you get 2 swoops... Oh, there's the truck. And 2 rabbits, you get a trophy. There's a truck again. And I guess running into trees don't really matter.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit.
Yeah, that's
Then I flew off to find something bigger.
that's a little disturbing, Molly. A little disturbing. Supposed to chew your food. Oh, I hear it.
A mama rabbit.
Where? Come to Papa, Mama.
She was almost too big to carry.
Okay.
I started choking, but I couldn't stop.
Now comes the real what the fuck moment.
And suddenly, I was a shark.
And you get stuck about here. It's the old land shark. But there is a book out there based on Edith Finch's gaming experience from Caleb Ross called Suddenly I Was a Shark, My Time with What Remains of Edith Finch. And it's a really nice little book. So there, I'll give them a plug. Well, let's shake up this shark and get him going. The land shark. And over the road and into the drink.
And into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
So now you can look up and down, but it's basically inverted from most games. So this makes it a little disorienting, a little difficult. Sometimes I get this guy right away. Sometimes
Fat, juicy
I
seeds.
don't. That's one.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, wait a minute. I see the blood trail. Come here, little seal. Hey, what? Come on. Dang. He's evading me.
I grabbed on
Oh.
tight,
I got him now.
but I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Yeah, it sure did. And then Burl Ives starts singing.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people.
Let's listen to Burl. I like how all the cars are Saabs. I guess that's a Swedish
I
thing.
was big, but I moved real quiet.
Okay, let's sneak up on this unsuspecting guy. Time to eat. Whoa! Wait a minute. How come I'm not eating him? Oh, there it goes! Well, that took some effort. Hey, Burl. I like how the tentacle looks.
But also,
I don't know if that's ray tracing, but... And now we have the old drunken sailor. Now you get a trophy if you let him finish his song. But I like how when you get over here, the words are backwards. Here we go. One more. Oh, Captain. My Captain. Oh. It's not the last passenger.
As passenger, I was still hungry. And
I don't
across the
think-
water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Yeah, well. I don't know how this is allowed. You got a pipe dumping right into the water of
I
old
slithered onto the
shit
and
beach.
The good smell went into an old pipe.
Yeah, the old shit pipe. And I don't think it's a good smell. Unless you're a sea serpent. But it's right into the water. Pretty gross.
I got
But-
closer and closer.
And the music got louder and louder. So I'm the proverbial monster under the bed. Most of the Finch... Oh, there's our little farm scene.
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
So there's our first little death story.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
I don't know why Edie would believe it more so than anybody else. It's a ridiculous story.
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
So anyway, so much for Molly's. Let's head on down to Edie's and we'll take a break. Now, is that Molly the cat? It's been here 7 years with nobody in the house? Eating that canned salmon? from the cannery? I doubt it. But there was a noise in that garage when we first approached it.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Aha, Molly the cat. And we'll see Molly again in Lewis's fantasy. She's the advisor. Not a very good advisor, because he still got his head cut off. We could see the cemetery a bit, some of the gravestones, Odin's monument, and of course the old house. An old shit beach. And of course, now we're back into current time, whatever current is, Edith's visit. I guess somebody got that frisbee. But this little setup wasn't here. There's the swing. I know it's around here somewhere. I can really see it. But anyway, let's go into Edie's room. There's a lot to look at.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Speaking of which, let's look here
Edie knit
first.
me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
A lot of people are confused with the opening sequence that shows her son with his right hand in the cast. And then somehow they think that Edith's hands are in cast, but they're gloves. Let's look at the birds. Zerpy, Purpley, Lurpy, and Rob. Rob looks like a frog or a lizard. We got Burpee, and then we have Bob. It's obviously a snake. The mystery bird, and of course Derpy. We'll see all of these down at the graveyard. In the rocking chair. Now, in the last day, the last night, Edie gives Edith a book, and it's the book that describes her visiting the house. But just before Edith's mom, Dawn, rips the book up and takes half of it. If you freeze it and read it, talks about her. Now this is Edie. Talks about her grandmother dying in this rocking chair, which just happens to be the rocking chair Edith is in this painting. And when we're about to go up to the old house, the rocking chair is laying there. Now here's Lewis. She's starting to memorialize him before
Louis
he's
died a
dead.
week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
This leads to the theory that Edie somehow is killing her children and grandchildren off, at the very least glorifying their deaths. And she is the curse. All the hands. I like this picture here of what I assume is Edie painting Walter's room. You can see the scrape marks even in this picture. And we've got sewing machine, and of course, where Edie makes the little memorial lace work and hankies. Where are these candles I've heard about? I think they're all candles. There they are. Got boxes of candles. And here's the house. which I think is neat. And we really can only see what I assume is the kids' room on the third floor, not Sam's end.
Her room was like a museum.
And old Odin, that is a big clue here most people don't get. And I gotta thank the YouTuber Will Owens because she spotted it. And of course, I will reveal it now. Joining the great majority, which means joining the dead, because they are the great majority. But Odin Finch was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. This book, now that pays big money. I mean, I don't know, millions now, but even back then, pays quite a bit. So that explains the whole house and all this property on the water. I mean, this is a big piece of property. I think old Odin took his Nobel Prize money and invested it. So much so that they named a national park after him. So let's do a quick Viewmaster of
For
Odin.
500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
We don't find much out about them. In fact, this is all we find out about them. And just a comment, I don't know if people play on the Xbox or on the PC, but I'm a PlayStation guy, and I love the haptic feedback you get when you do this.
On January
Viewmaster.
7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Yeah, well, it didn't work
But
out.
40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
And you could kind of see Odin on top of the house there on the left side of it.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas
There
Island.
is little Molly, and of course there's the cliff where Odin's monument is, and we see it.
Odin Finch is the first
Now.
to be buried in the new family cemetery.
What kind of people design a cemetery before they're finished building the house?
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
You can see the monument there in the background. Pretty neat. The fireplace to the right. And that's that. It's a short one.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
And the old family tree confuses a lot of people. Only because, here, like Odin and Ingeborg. Well, Ingeborg's a leaf off the Finch tree. She's married into the Finch family. The way Sven married Edie, the way Kay married Sam, the way Sanjay married Dawn. That's why they're little leaves. And whoever's on that branch are the siblings. So Walter, Sam, Calvin, Barbara, Molly are all siblings. Dawn, Gus, and Gregory. And then you have Lewis, Milton, and Edith are Dawn's kids. All right, got it? Now, how did Edith come and go when her door is allegedly sealed? There's a little bit of that great stuff around the edge, but just don't believe she's climbing out the window. So did she seal it herself, as well as put her gravestone up the night she died? Well, let's just say I think she was ready for it. And then here we got Walter's story.
I gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
I mean, Edie knew about Walter. She was bringing him food. A bunch of VHS
I
tapes.
hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Now, Edith Jr.'s lake trip we don't really get. Sam won some awards. Sam's medal ceremony. The movie My Friend Bigfoot that Barbara was in. Random junk. Don't we all have some random junk? And of course, Weird America, the Finches. So somebody did a story about the Finches. Then you got Molly Concepts. So she's designing all these death shrines, mural sketches, Barbara concepts. She's fascinated with their death.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Yeah. To me, this looks like Milton's handwriting. But
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
a lot of stuff going on this desk. Dragon kills Finch. So here's old Sven getting ready to put it together, but who took the picture of him falling to his death? And why would Edie want to look at it on a daily basis in her room? Again, death made her famous. Made Sven dead. And these little guys. Cool stuff. Blueprint of the house, levels, squares. Aw, a baby. And then you got a little shark, paper mache shark. Now, when we eventually make it up to Edith's bedroom, you can see she was in the paper mache. She did the house in paper mache. She did all the characters. This is a pretty nice painting. I like that. Right on the wall. And we saw before, Edie's on oxygen and she's taking a lot of pills. Drugs are rampant. And as we know, not supposed to drink alcohol with them. Sympathy cards. I assume for Lewis.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Yeah, well, we see later on when Edith goes up to her mom's bedroom in the loft, this painting is one of the things she had to leave behind. Shag pink carpet in the bathroom. Nobody likes that. But why is there a bottle of booze? Empty bottles. For someone who's not supposed to drink. There's
The
a
only
lot
trace
of
Grandpa
booze.
Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
So
It was a
Sam's,
pretty big trace.
yeah, it's pretty gross too. Can't see myself. But all the little figures and duckies are here, including the frog. More pills, a lot of pills and candles. But here's the bathroom where old Gregory meets his end. Boy, that window's up higher than I remember it, but okay. Well, we know where we're going next. The next secret panel. There's a picture of the house we saw in the Viewmaster. And then, of course, there's a secret hiding in this book.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Another great moment.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
There's a selfie, original selfie, and his brother Calvin. So we see a few items here. Definitely a dark room. A lot of pictures being taken. The swing where Calvin met his demise. And then, of course, more bottles. I hear that train. The train that runs under the house every day at 12 o'clock. A lot of booze. And this Milton? I guess Milton's the drunk drinker. All right. Out of the way, chair. Yeah, this is a touching area. Sad stuff going on here. Obviously, Sam's side of the room. Calvin's side of the room. Calvin was into being a spaceman, to stars and traveling. He's got a little command center, which we'll visit in a second. And there's old mommy with both of them. There's Sam with a deer. I wonder if that's the deer. Never mind. So here's old Edith Finch National Park, and the twins are visiting. You gotta be pretty good at something to get a national park named after you. I wonder where that rat came from. All neat stuff. He broke the bridge down that went to his little fort. But this is the saddest thing. The door. They kept track of their height until Calvin died. And then, of course, Sam, they kept keeping track of.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
So here it's forever 1961. And somebody had some carpentry skills, but boy, they could have used an electrician to run some more outlets because there's extension cords everywhere. All right. It's a great shot. Looking down. I like how the Calvin's got the purple. Sam's got the orange.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
I don't know where that extension cord goes. I see a gas pedal and looks like two sets of brakes, or a brake and a clutch, which makes not a lot of sense. And the candles, the candles. Well, I guess this is a place she spent a lot of time at. Well, I'm going to stop it here. We'll see if I do another one. People got to start looking at this stuff. Like and subscribe, as everybody says. Alrighty. Bye-bye.